Welcome back to the International Center for Studies in Creativity in Second Life, and in this video tutorial we're going to cover controlling your camera, the camera features in Second Life, and of course this is aimed at enhancing your skill in this crucial feature of Second Life. Whether is it that you're assisting to a class, is it a creativity training session, or it's a creative problem facilitation, all of these dynamics require that you focus your camera on different screens, objects, so you need to be proficient in being able to focus your camera, your perspective, your view, to be able to view the content appropriately. So there are basically three ways of controlling your camera. The most basic one is using your arrow keys, the left and right, so that basically what you're doing is that you're changing your avatar's position, and with that by default it's changing your view. This is very simple. I would say it's not very effective, but it's a first step. You can couple that with using your scroller wheel or the scroller in your trackpad if you're using a laptop to change the level of zoom. So if I go forward, you see that things go become closer, and if I go backward I get a more panoramic view with the angle, with the chosen angle. So if I would need to go back or to the default view, I just hit the escape button. So that's using the arrow keys and the scroller wheel. Now there's a more advanced technique. There's a second technique that's a little bit more advanced to control your camera, and that involves using the Alt key. So what you're going to do as the first step is you're going to choose something on which you want to focus your attention. Let's say I want to focus my attention or my view in this green chair. I'm going to hit the Alt key, and you see that my cursor turns into a magnifying glass, and then I'm going to left click on there, and you see how my angle changed. If I'm comfortable with the angle, what I will do is I can start playing with the scroller just to see the object closer, or see things from a farther perspective from that angle. And if I want to go back to the default view, again it's escape. So let me review again that second technique. It's you put your cursor over the object that you want to focus your view. You press the Alt key. Do not release the Alt key. You need to keep pressing it, and then you just do a click, and you see how your view angle aligns where you have clicked, and then you can start working with your camera or your scroller to bring things closer or get a more panoramic view by scrolling away. The third technique for controlling your camera, and I would say the most effective one and the one that you need to master to really take full advantage of the Second Life environment, is an advanced camera control, which involves using the Alt key, the Control key, left clicking, and your scroller. And I'm going to guide you through that process now. I'm going to go back a little bit with the scroller so I get a more panoramic view. So let's say I want to focus my camera on this screen that I have here. The first thing that I will do is I'm going to press the Alt key, and then I'm going to, without releasing the Alt key, I'm going to press the Control key. With both keys pressed, I'm going to do a left click on the center of the screen, and now without releasing either the Alt key, the Control key, or the left click, I'm going to start moving or panning with my mouse side to side. So as I pan, you see how I am able to move my camera, and it's pivoting over the point where I just clicked. Once I achieve the desired angle, and as I can go up and down to play with the view or side to side. Once I'm comfortable with the view or the angle, I can release everything. That means release the left click, release the Alt key and the Control key, and then I can go and zoom in, and this gives me a better fit, a better angle. If I want to go back to the default view, I just hit the escape key, and that brings me back to the default key. Let me give you one more example with this third technique. Let's say we want to focus our camera on this big screen. So I will bring my cursor, I will press the Alt key, press the Control key without releasing them. I'm going to click on it. You see how the angle is set. You see how the pivot is set also. And then without releasing either the Alt key, the Control key, or the left click, I can start moving my mouse to find the right angle. Once I think I got the angle that I want to view that, I can use the scroller on the trackpad or on a mouse to bring the object closer, or bring it or to have a more panoramic view. And then what you can do as you start getting better with this skill is start more fine-tuning adjustments to the point where, let's say if I want to we're going to use the screen on the session and I want to make it fit exactly in my whole screen, I can bring it forward and start tweaking it. See, pivoting my camera until I get almost a perfect fit, and I can almost see the screen as I was seeing this full screen. And again, if I want to go back to the default view, it's the escape key. So I really encourage you to work with this practice with these techniques. I would encourage you to practice with the technique of the Alt key, the second technique that I described, and but most of all I would encourage you to practice with the third technique, which involves using the Alt key, the Control key, and left clicking, and then once you achieve the desired angle, you use your scroller to zoom in and out. And this concludes the camera control tutorial, and stay tuned for more tutorials on Second Life.